What's up, guys? Big Dog Beeve back with you again. Wow, can you believe it? I've actually done a couple of videos here in a row. I will be damned. This one here is, I just want to give everyone a little update as to some family additions to the Firearms family and some changes. Obviously you've seen the XDS before, and you've obviously seen my XDM. We'll get back to those in just a second. I want to show you a couple of changes I made to my Taurus PT 1911. Nothing has really changed a whole lot, except I've added in some grips. These are the Magpul 1911 grips because I am a very big whore for Magpul. Also, I took out the old 2-dot sight in the rear, and I've installed a Dawson Precision serrated sight, and I took off the high-vis front sight that I had, and I installed a thin Dawson Precision front sight. This is actually the same size front fiber optic that I use on my competition gun, so the good news is that all of my extra light pipes fit. And so now, I mean, I don't use this for competition. Oh, Jesus. I always wanted to give this a try, and this is, you know how hard this is doing this backwards? There we go. So there we go. Much thinner front sight, a little easier from a distance shooting standpoint. Again, not that I use this for distance all that much, but it's always nice for familiarity standpoint. And again, you know, if I want to swap this out, I've already got all the replacements because I have the same sight on this gun here. The only difference is I think it's a little bit longer on that gun there. But anyway, so moving along. Now, why am I displaying my two Springfields? My XDS and my XDM. Well, first of all, my XDS has been returned from Springfield after the recall. I haven't had a chance to go out and shoot it yet, so I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I'm sure it's going to function, but from a trigger standpoint and all of that, the big changes were that if you look here very, very closely, it's hard to see. You see the little roll pin there? That's one of the changes that they made. So I haven't had a chance to go out and shoot it yet. A lot of people have reported that these have been shooting better, the trigger's better. Again, haven't had the chance to go out. It's been cold. I've been busy, so we'll just have to see what happens there. The reason, again, back to what I was trying to say, is the reason I have my two Springfields out here is I have the XDS in 45. I have my 5.25 in 45, and I wanted to show you the newest addition to the family, the 3.8 in 45. Now, before you accuse me of being a whore for Springfield, which, I mean, I already know I'm a whore for Magpul, so we'll just leave that alone. I am not a whore for Springfield. I just happen to like their guns. I think they make quality weapons. At the same time, there's interchangeability that goes on. What do I mean by that? Well, it's very simple. Let's just take the XDS out of the equation for right now, because the following statements basically don't apply to the XDS. From all intents and purposes, these two guns are exactly the same, with there being a couple minor differences. Of course, minor differences being this one has a 3.8-inch barrel, this one has a 5.25-inch barrel. Why did I buy this gun? Well, pretty simple actually. My original plan was I was going to participate in the IDPA Smith & Wesson Bug Championships. Unfortunately, a few things fell through, wasn't able to do it, but I needed a gun. My original intention was to take my Springfield XDS. Unfortunately, my XDS had to go back for the recall, so I had to get something else in the meantime. So I ended up picking up the 3.8-inch barrel in 45. Well, why didn't I go 9mm? Why didn't I go something different? Why did I go shield? Why didn't I go this? Blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing. I already have the XD platform in 45. There's interchangeability. Okay? First of all, Comes with a 9-round magazine. By the way, I've already put the Pierce grip extension on it, with one exception. The Pierce grip extension only is for the XD models, but the XD and the XDM models for 45 magazine-wise are the same. So aside from a little bit of aesthetics, it's the same sort of thing. Let me just move this out of the way. So, because me, I like a full grip. Okay, I've obviously also added on the Powder River Precision Extreme grips in gray rubber. I wanted to throw just a little bit. They didn't have the red sand anymore, so I wanted to do something a little different, kind of break it up. So now when I'm talking about interchangeability, here's what I'm talking about. The XDM 3.8 comes with a 13-round magazine that has an extension to make it a full grip. Okay? Now, based on the IDPA bug rules, this is a perfectly legal gun. Okay? 3.8-inch barrel. It's pretty much the only rules, other than, you know, other modifications and things like that. So you can have the full grip on a 3.8-inch gun. Now, is this a bug gun? Is this a backup gun? Hell no, this is not a backup gun. This is a backup gun. Okay, hell, this might even be too heavy for a backup gun. But from a rule standpoint, this falls squarely into backup gun rules. Now, what I'm saying about interchangeability and why I continue to go with the 45, again, because I reload 45, I like 45. Here's the thing. Yes, while a bug match for IDPA is limited to 5 rounds only, you need multiple magazines with 5 rounds loaded into each one so that you can go to different strings. I mean, there was 13 stages at the bug match, at the Smith & Wesson bug match, 13 stages, and it's close to 200 rounds. So that tells you multiple strings of fire, which means, and there's no reload, so each string is 5 rounds, but, you know, it'd be nice to have the extra magazines ready to go on your belt so you're not holding things up, having to reload magazines. So that's one of the other reasons I got this, is because, again, 13-round magazine with the extension on it. But here's the thing. The 13-round magazines that I have, which I have 9 of them for my competition gun, okay, all right, for my 525, guess what? Those fit in there too. It looks funny, but they fit in there as well and still gives me a full grip. Now again, this is all kind of a moot point because I ended up not going, but it doesn't matter. What I've been looking for the longest time as well is an addition for a new open carry piece. Here in Pennsylvania, we do have open carry, so I can open carry. And when I used to OC, I would use my 1911. Well, that's a little heavy, and again, only 9 rounds, or, well, 8 rounds, whatever. And I was really using my XDS for concealed carry, so I was looking for, more or less, an open carry piece as well. Well, I think this fits the bill nicely. 9 rounds here, okay, and then carry a spare magazine of 13. Well, the good news is I have several 13-round magazines. Okay, now let's get back to a quick discussion about interchangeability. Okay, remember I was talking about how, yeah, I can use the same 13-round magazine from my 525 into here. Okay, all right, got it? Yes? No? We all on the same page? All right. So I could use the same 13-round magazine. Now, obviously, I can't use this magazine in there because that's just not going to work. I can't use the 9-round in there because that's not going to work. But what I can do is I can do this. Ready? 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 There we go. I now have a 3.8-inch barrel on a full-sized lower. I believe Springfield does make this actual configuration, okay, but you're really limiting yourself then if that's the case, why not, you know, if you're going to have a normal full-size lower, well, it's just, again, that you're kind of limiting yourself, because why not, you know, go with the short one, which allows you to put in a magazine extension, or go with a smaller one for a concealed carry, or just a smaller profile. Now, B, does this work the other way? Absolutely it does. Now, if you ask me, that looks a little funny, but it does work the same way. These frames, and this is the exact same frame as well on the 4.5 inch barrel. So these frames are all exactly the same. Again, here's what we talked about with interchangeable parts. And that's exactly one of the reasons why, oh, get the magazine out, that would help. This is one of the reasons why I bought another XDM 45 caliber. So there you go, folks. I'm just giving you a quick update as to what's going on in the family. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, I'm always here to answer them. I'd love to hear your comments. Don't forget to subscribe. And, well, that's really about it. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you guys next time.